Today we're talking about a super rare female genital piercing. And the reason it's so rare is because nobody really knows about it. So today let's talk about the fourchette piercing. The fourchette piercing is a very low piercing, kind of like the equivalent of a guiche piercing for the female. It is basically at the base of the vagina, and where the lips come together at the base, there should be enough tissue that protrudes out to actually pierce. And not all women have the anatomy for this. That might be why it's so rare. The placement of this piercing, like I said, is at the base of the vagina where the labias meet. Now, the piercing has to have enough tissue to pierce, so it has to almost stick out 3/8 of an inch. So you're going to have enough tissue where you can pinch it with your pointer finger and your thumb. Now, if you don't have tissue, it's going to reject out. And the other way to stop this from rejecting is to get it nice and flush against the skin. If the piercing is done further out where it can kind of move around a little bit, it will have healing problems and it can be kind of uncomfortable. Now, the thing is most people start with curved barbells. They seem to move around the least amount and heal the best, but you can heal this up with a ring or a circular barbell as well. Now, it's super important to keep this piercing clean. That's one of the more common problems people have, is because if you're sitting on dirty surfaces and it's not protected, it will cause problems. The other issue is going to be if you had an episiotomy. If you have the episiotomy, you're going to have that scar tissue there and it won't allow your piercing to heal. So you just have to have the right amount of tissue without the scar tissue there and be safe and clean about it. If you're safe and clean about it, this is typically going to be healed up in about a month and a half, maybe 2 months. But with any piercing, if it's irritated, it can take longer. So take care of your piercing. Now, most of you have never even thought about this piercing before. Well, what do you think? Could it really hurt that much? Let's check it out. Not too bad for a genital piercing. It's kind of right in that same category as like a labia. It's a little bit of a pinch, but it's really not that bad. Now, I am a big fan of this piercing just because it's not very painful. It's a fairly easy piercing to heal, and it doesn't take that long. With anything like that, I'm always a fan of. And with the rareness, I'm always a fan of the underdog. So if this is something you'd be interested, definitely check it out. And I do want to mention that this piercing was invented by Elaine Angel, a very famous piercer, also the author of the Piercing Bible. You should check her out. Now, if you enjoyed my video, make sure you hit that like button. Definitely subscribe. And of course, keep putting holes in your body. We'll see you all in the next video.